Before Oxford, before Harvard, 10 black and African education systems that taught the world. They told you Africa was uneducated before colonization, that we were illiterate, primitive, in need of civilizing. But here's the truth: Africa was the world's first classroom. Before Oxford had its first students, before Harvard even existed as a thought, black and African civilizations were building libraries, universities, and complex systems of education that influenced the globe. We didn't just learn, we taught. We didn't just build pyramids. We built philosophy, science, literature, and law. This is what they erased, but we're here to bring it back. 1. Sankore University, Timbuktu, Mali Empire, 12th century, the crown jewel of African scholarship. At its peak, Timbuktu had over 25,000 students and hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. Subjects: astronomy, law, medicine, math, history, Islamic theology, and philosophy. This was the Harvard of the medieval world, only blacker, older, and smarter. 2. Per Ankh, House of Life, ancient Kemet, Egypt. Education in Kemet wasn't a side mission, it was the main mission. The House of Life system educated scholars, physicians, architects, and spiritual leaders. Greek thinkers like Plato and Pythagoras studied Kemetian mathematics, science, and philosophy. Kemet is the real birthplace of Western intellectual tradition. They just never gave us the credit. 3. Al-Qarawiyyin University, Morocco, founded in 859 AD, founded by Fatima al-Fihri, a black African woman. Let's just say that again. It is the world's oldest continuously operating degree-granting university, UNESCO certified. Taught grammar, logic, medicine, astronomy, and Islamic law. Black Muslim women laid the foundation for global academia. Deal with it. 4. The Ifa system. Yoruba philosophy and oral education, Nigeria, Benin, Togo. The Odu Ifa is one of the most complex oral literature systems ever created, contained thousands of verses covering science, ethics, medicine, cosmology, and psychology, memorized and transmitted flawlessly through generations of Babalawos, Yoruba priests. It's a mathematical, spiritual, and intellectual marvel hidden in plain sight. 5. The Great Library of Timbuktu, Mali Songhai Empires. Beyond the university, Timbuktu held over 700,000 manuscripts in private and public libraries. Topics: legal codes, medicine, engineering, geography, philosophy, astronomy, and poetry. Many documents remain untranslated today. African wisdom still buried in African soil. We weren't just writing, we were documenting the world. 6. Monastic schools of Axum and Ethiopia, 4th century onward. Ethiopia, one of the first Christian nations, built schools attached to churches and monasteries, taught literacy in Gaia's theology, astronomy, agriculture, and law. The church was the university, and Ethiopian scribes preserved centuries of history. Education was sacred. Black monks were black scholars. 7. The Bantu education system, intergenerational mastery. The Bantu people across southern Africa passed down advanced knowledge through story, symbolism, and ritual. Skills in agriculture, astronomy, architecture, medicine, and governance were taught through family and elders. These weren't primitive oral tales. They were sophisticated codes of survival and growth. This was education rooted in culture, not colonization. 8. The Zulu knowledge system, structured oral universities. Shield Zulu youth underwent formal training through rites of passage, mentorship, and communal schooling. They were taught military strategy, ethical leadership, history, and environmental science. Elders acted as professors, and learning was spiritual, intellectual, and physical. Before colonizers brought classrooms, we had warrior scholars. 9. The Swahili Coast Learning Centers, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, a result of centuries of trade with Africa, Arabia, and Asia. Coastal cities like Kilwa, Lamu, and Mombasa developed Islamic madrasas and libraries with curricula covering math, navigation, languages, and the Quran, created bilingual scholars, merchants, and legal experts. Education here was global, black, and brilliant. 10th, Nubian kingdoms and Kushite scholarship, Sudan, 1000 BCE and beyond. The kingdom of Kush had its own writing system, governance structures, and engineering marvels. Educated scribes managed massive irrigation systems, built pyramids, and preserved Kemetic knowledge. Literacy was high and knowledge was centralized in temples and schools. They weren't just builders, they were professors of power. They say Africa was uncivilized. We say it civilized the world. Before colonizers ever stepped foot on our soil, we had universities, written languages, libraries, complex mathematics, medicine, logic, international trade law, women founding institutions, and systems of knowledge that still haven't been. 10 Black African educational systems that taught the world. This has been a great production. Hopefully you've really enjoyed this. Let us know down below what has been your favorite lesson. Was it number one? Was it St. Corée University, Timbuktu, Mali Empire, the 12th century? A really interesting time period and time for reflection. This was one of my favorite, the House of Life, per Ankh, ancient Kemet. And also let me know down below, which one of these do you think that we should do a deeper dive on? Is there something that you wish you knew more information about? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below so that we can take that deeper dive into one of these educational institutions pre-colonial era, or is there something else that you would like for us to explore where we could go deeper here at Urban Intellectuals? We love to dive into the history and the culture and bring it to our community. It's nothing like bringing you exactly what you want to know and learn about. So please participate in the comments and let us know. I just left Ethiopia. This was a beautiful country and place, so seeing this information here really warmed my spirit and soul. And the Bantu people, the Bantu educational system was definitely an interesting one as well. I know it's really difficult to select one of these 10 educational institutions pre-colonialism that we talked about here today, but if the spirit moves you, please drop your selection down below. I'd love to follow up and go a bit deeper on something that you want to learn more about. But I appreciate you spending some time with us here at Urban Intellectuals. You know what it is. Until next time, good people, love, peace, and power to the people. Please enjoy our theme song here on the exit and let us know what you think about that as well. Peace and blessings.
Urban Intellectuals. Open your eyes. Urban Intellectuals. Yeah. In a world that's unjust, I'm screaming, we love us. Equipped with knowledge, we are dangerous. In a world that's unjust, I'm screaming, we love us. Equipped with knowledge, we are dangerous. Yo, you got the power in the palm of your hands. I mean, literally, 52 flashcards, all about black history. They focus on success and less about misery. Information is the missing piece. Are you familiar with Black Wall Street or the Haitian Revolution? How about Angela Davis or Huey Newton? Mark Dean helped create IBM. Richard Wright was a poet. Have you ever heard of him? Get familiar with your culture. Women like Evelyn Granville probably paid away for Oprah. I'm trying to be fly like Miss Bessie Coleman or like James Baldwin. I could be a spokesman. Man, the power of the black fist. What you know about the 68 Olympics? Dick Gregory, yeah, he kept it realer than most. Dr. King was instilling the hope. Let's keep it going. Open your eyes.